All right. Good morning, folks. Glad you could join us. And if you know of anybody that may not have joined, well, go ahead right now. You know the drill. You know the routine. Text, tweet, call, yell, scream. Don't scare them, though. Just let them know that, hey, it's Monday morning, and it's Mountain Monday morning on Mountain Fun Life Radio. And we hope that you're already having a really good Memorial Day morning. And we're going to have some discussion here shortly about it. We're going to have a little fun time, too, as usual. We got to have a little bit of fun, you know, kind of brighten, lighten everything up. And so we're going to be right at you live right here in just a few minutes. So you stick around for Mountain Monday morning, and welcome. Good morning, folks. It's Monday morning, and you're catching the Mountain Monday Morning Show. We hope you are, and a very good hope you're having a good. If you're not in the mountains, you can still have a good Mountain Monday morning right here with us. Thank you, Mountain Man. I'm your host, Robert Onby, along with Wayne McCarter, Mountain Man, right here, and we hope that your Memorial Day is going to be a day to remember. And we hope that we can be a part of making a new memory for you, because that's what this is about, a remembrance of the troops, the fallen. And by the way, it's also considered the first day of summer, too, or the beginning of summer. So we hope that you're all ready for this, and we hope that we'll make a memory here that you can treasure and keep with you. I've got something here you're going to treasure after a while. So we had after our church service yesterday, we had a cookout, and Tim Parton and our pastor, and Steve Rose, associate pastor, and all the ladies cooked up. And Bob Bradley, he brought fish. Whoa, man! And of course, he drafted me to help fry it, and so I helped him fry it. But that stack of fish didn't grow very much when it was getting fried off. And I looked around. I helped fry it. I helped him fry it because he was a little.
Did everybody make it out all right?
Yeah, yeah, everybody made it out all right. But it was a fun day, and. I did have to sneak in and sample, make sure I was cooking it right. Mm-hmm. And I had a little help from our saxophone player, Lee. I got to looking around, and he was reaching over there just ever so often. I was about to have to smack his hand. I was helping fry the fish and pour it in the containers. The place trays that we were putting it in, we had two different kinds. We had just a regular breaded. He was breading it, and he had some with a Cajun. I mean, it was good. And our saxophone player, Lee, kept reaching over, and I kept noticing the more fish I'd put in there, the shorter the stack got. And I knew something wasn't right. So my buddy Lee, the saxophone player, we have to get him up here on one of our shows one time. Yeah. Get him, bring that saxophone in, do a little mountain saxophone playing, mountain blues. That sound good. But anyway, we had a really good time, and now we're looking forward to a good day here, and I've been looking forward to coming over. And being here Mountain Monday morning always just seems, I don't know, it's just unique. It's special. Every one of them, whether it's a holiday or not. To us, I guess it's a holiday every Monday morning. We turn it into a holiday. We hope it's enjoyable for everyone, too. So we're going to have a little joy right now. I got a friend that I want to introduce to those of you. You're familiar with little Robert here, little R, stick man that Wayne pulled on me, and he's become just quite a character here, part of the set. Actually, well, maybe this is going to become a part of the set too. Meet Little Mountain Man. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. Now, no matter what they do to you, you're still ugly.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Can we get a
But you know, the Lord did put you here to secure me.
Okay, we'll put him right there. Now that you know that's.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, you fell down the hill. You better hope you behind.
Anyway, that quite a character right there. That little mountain man. Anyway, we like to have a little fun here and just get a little enjoyment out of. You got to make it a little bit entertaining too. But we got some serious stuff we're going. We got some a serious song that I wrote, and this song has been played on military. I found it on a military website of where they had military music. And the song, we'll get to it after a while, not right now, but it's called a 21 Gun Salute when we get to our serious part. This is Memorial Day. And, you know, I had down a little note here that I just kind of a reminder that, you know, there can be no accomplishment in anything without dedication. You have to have dedication and commitment. And that's the way that I feel about what we're doing here. We have fun with it, but I believe that still in anything you do, there has to be that dedication and commitment, because if there's no commitment, you can't. No one's going to succeed without being committed. And you know, a nation, any nation, and especially this nation of America, there is no nation that is made great by military might or power, by personality or political persuasion. Becoming great, it takes. I wrote down a scripture here, and I want to just read this. Proverbs 14:34. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin condemns any people and is a reproach to any people. So you see, not that a nation shouldn't have a strong military. I believe in that. But when you put your trust in military power and might for your security, you got your trust in the wrong place. So I saw this, I came across this, and I was looking for something really special to do this Monday morning program. And so that came to mind, and I just jotted that down. But anyway, we hope that that little tidbit was maybe a blessing to somebody. And when we think about it, there's nothing that we can do to exalt a nation if it's not done in the proper manner. And the military people that have been involved, and you had some things that you wanted to say about your involvement. We're both vets. I was a vet. Air Force. I am an Air Force vet.
Well, my
Army
heart
vet.
goes out to everybody that ever walked down that parade field.
Yeah.
Because that was the proudest moment in my life when I graduated. It's something other that you have to experience. And I seen a little clip this morning that said, once you took that oath, it's forever. It ain't just while you're in the Army, it's forever. You swear to that oath.
Right.
To this country, to your fellow man. You know, Brother Robert, we don't give enough recognition. I love our Vietnam vets. They're the ones that trained me when I got through basic training in AIT, and they're special in their way.
You actually went to. You were stationed in Vietnam, but it was after the war.
I wasn't stationed there.
You wasn't
no.
stationed there, but
No,
you did.
I-
But you did do a
no.
tour there.
I went through.
You went through. Okay,
It's more cleanup detail.
but still, you were
But
that.
when I was
It's still
in
a dangerous
yeah,
place, though.
'76, the old vets were getting out,
Yeah.
and a lot of them wanted to stay in, so they did. But they trained us, and I'll tell you, I got great respect for these Vietnam veterans. They tell a lot of stories on the weekends. You know, Robert, you've been there, and on weekends it gets a little bit boring sometimes. But if you got good men, I mean, I'd like to, if you'll let me just a second, name a few.
Sure.
Vietnam veterans right here in Sevier County. One of them being Gary Brackens, my brother-in-law.
I know Gary.
You know Gary. They was Jim Gray. He was
Jim Gray?
Jim Gray, sir. Fred McClure.
Fred McLaurin, old Fred.
Benny Clockfielder. Dennis Easterday. Larry Ladd. There was so many, I can't name them all. But, man, I got great respect for these men.
Sure. And I know a friend of mine, preacher friend of mine, Dale Ward.
Yeah.
He was
Robert,
over there. I don't know what time exactly.
I need to mention another brother-in-law of mine who's gone now. He died of leukemia, but Mel Fritsch served.
Yes.
He was tank. He worked in the tank department, worked with tanks.
And we were talking on the way over to the studio too about the National Guard. You had something you wanted to say about the National Guard.
You know, it's like I say, a lot of people like to look at him and say, "Oh, he's a weekend warrior." Well, weekend warriors go to war the same as anybody else. They swore the same oath as anybody, and they do get deployed. National Guard, they got it rough because not only do they protect us here, but they go. I mean, when that fire hit, National Guard came in and they
the Gatlinburg fire.
Yes, sir.
Exactly. I remember the National Guard coming in.
And I'll tell you, I got great respect for them. There's so many. You know, you got our National Guard. You know.
Yeah, and then you mentioned the Coast Guard too.
Coast
so
Guard.
They're part of all
Coast
this.
Guard. Anybody that walked that parade field, then they have that great honor.
Right, and I remember those trucks. See, we could see the glow from the Gatlinburg fire from our own. As a matter of fact, we were getting ready to evacuate, and my daughter did evacuate.
I took and run. Yep.
You did, yeah. Well, you did. You did go ahead, and I was getting ready to. I drove down the road.
And I liked it.
I drove down the road to take a look to see, but the wind shifted, and I told my wife, I said, "Well, the wind has shifted the other direction." I said, now if it shifts back, we're going to have to go ahead and get out of here too.
It was good for us, but
shift.
bad for others.
Bad for
others.
It
was bad for everybody.
Yeah, and it came just
across
the road.
Home.
Came just across the road from my
home.
home. But to make the point though about the National Guard, I remember watching. I would make a trip out to town for something. I'd see all those National Guard trucks. Loaded. They'd be loaded with water, with food, with clothing, and I mean just a convoy going toward Gatlinburg. And
the floods, they're there.
By the way,
big snows, they're here.
Speaking of floods, I noticed on the news last night. I've not heard the news, caught up the news this morning on it, but Gatlinburg flooded last night. Dollywood flooded.
321 was bad.
And I saw some footage that someone sent out from over Dollywood. Hopefully there's not too much damage. And Gatlinburg, the streets of Gatlinburg, at least one of the streets that I saw in the footage was pretty much flooded. So we need to be mindful, keep those people in our prayers and our thoughts too, because any kind of a tragedy like that, a disaster, regardless of scale, it's even if it just affects one home, one family, it's still bad. But you know, people, when you've got people like the National Guard, the Coast Guard, and our National Guard, it's just so wonderful. And I wrote this song that I talked about earlier that we'll get Bob to play here in just a minute. The title of it is a 21-gun salute, and it talks about how that some of these soldiers, they are soldiers, how that they seem to be just scuttled away, whether they're still living or passed on. And they seem to be just kind of forgotten. And Memorial Day should be more, and it's okay. We have our fun here too, just like this. But to set aside the lightheartedness, it's okay. I enjoy the cookouts, but Memorial Day should be more than hot dogs, hamburgers.
Yes, to me.
And yes.
Because I forgot
and parades.
one, Robert, if you will let me, and that's Sergeant
Right,
Harold Loveday.
Harold Loveday. I
He
think I
was
know
in
her.
Vietnam. We called him Sergeant Rock.
Yeah.
And he's gone now. He died of cancer, but boy, he was a good man, and I don't care who don't down him around me, because I'll straighten you up. He's always a good man.
Yeah.
He was, really.
Yeah. Well, and a person like that is usually a role model for those who follow and who just look up and respect someone of
Yes, sir.
that kind of a
Yes, sir.
personality and that kind of a character. And that means a lot. But anyway, Bob, why don't you cue up and get a 21-gun salute ready. And as this song plays, Mountain Man and I, both being vets, are going to give about a 3 to 4 second personal salute to the vets who might be watching.
It's another day for mourning on the home front, as another soldier's body is laid down. His family's got their tear-filled eyes with pictures all around, while he got a 21-gun salute, a flag and a piece of ground. The nation got an earful from politicians. From some he got praise, while others said, what a waste. It makes no difference if sound reason cannot be found. He got his 21-gun salute, a flag and a piece of ground. The price that's paid is still the same, and it's not silver and gold. His dues were met with no regret, just doing what he was told. We still got a chance at life, and freedom still has its crown. He got a 21-gun salute, a flag and a piece of ground. History records the moments of honor or infamy. Time will replace the present with just a memory. But the worth of such a sacrifice is not just words written down, or just a 21-gun salute, a flag and a piece of ground. The price that's paid is still the same, and it's not silver and gold. His dues were met with no regret, just doing what he was told. We still got a chance at life, and freedom still has its crown. He got the 21 gun salute, a flag and a piece of ground. He got the 21 gun salute, a flag and a piece of ground.
We really hope you enjoyed that song, a 21 Gun Salute. And I wrote that especially for an occasion like this. And there's so many that that we personally know
You
all.
can't name them.
We can't name them
I
all.
know so many
And
great men.
yeah, but we want you to know that we hold you dear to our heart, and that we even if we don't remember all the names, we're human, but we highly respect you, your service, and those of you who are still with us, we hope that you have a Memorial Day that is just really special.
It is.
And it's something that we once we get through the grilling and the hot dogs and all that, and it's good to have the fun with it too, and
It is.
and,
Family time.
family time together, and
Family
have a
time.
lot of fun, and but anyway, it's we don't need to lose sight of that, of the purpose and the meaning. And too many times national holidays tend to become a party time. It shouldn't be that way. We need to reflect upon, well, just like a 21 Gun Salute song says, the sacrifice and the tragedy of war is always a tragedy. Loss, whether it's because of war or not, is always such a tragedy that we need to look at that in a respectful manner in the midst of our fun. We have to give that honor.
Yeah, soldier goes where he's
and
told,
respect.
Robert.
They're following orders.
That's
Just like the song says.
Exactly.
They're not their own when they become military. I mean,
Well,
you either follow orders, and whether the orders are right or
when
wrong,
you're
you
there,
have to
you're
follow.
pretty much military
So,
property.
and too many times, the troops get judged, and I'm not going to get political here, but I do just want to make the comment that a lot of times decisions are made at the top that the soldier gets judged for, and he gets mistreated sometimes for decisions when he was just following orders,
Mhm.
and that's not right. It's just not right. And so you can't blame someone who is in a situation to where that they either do what they're told or they're just put out. So, but anyway, we hope that all of you are enjoying Mountain Monday morning with us, and we wanted this to be a special morning, and that's the reason I wanted to pick that special song. It's special to me. It was special when I wrote it. Now, I want to let you in on a little secret. A song like that is usually not that easy to record. When I'm doing a song that really gets to you, and especially when I was involved in the military. Now, some of you folks may not realize, but a lot of times when I'm recording, I have to reach over and turn the recorder off, and just wipe a few tears and get myself back together,
Well,
and turn the recorder back on and try it again.
It's hard.
It's not always
They
easy.
ain't a whole lot of us forgot our drill sergeants' names. I remember mine. It's embedded in my brain. When I first got there, Brother Robert, couldn't stand them men.
I know the feeling.
Jeffrey Daner, Bobby Skinner. But when I left and graduated, they were like a second dad to me. They were great men.
Yeah.
It's amazing how you can go from hate to love that quick, but that's training.
That is part of the training. They have to condition you for some of the. I was told in basic training, if you're ever captured, rank, name, serial number. Beyond that, you keep your mouth shut.
Well, if you don't know nothing, you can't tell nothing anyway.
No.
Ain't been no word,
don't know nothing. Oh, yeah, I know nothing.
I love it.
Sergeant Schultz, I see nothing, I know nothing. Anyway, we, but it's a special experience, and even I was medically discharged because of an injury.
Yep.
But it's still a special experience. And I had one sergeant that I remember very well. He was not specifically my sergeant, but he was in the same barracks in the upper level. Sergeant Bell. Man, he did not like me. Woo! Man.
That's pretty good because you're remembering them too now.
I remember them too.
There's a lot of them out there that'll never forget their names.
Yeah.
And these men, they're there to train us.
They're there to train, and you submit to the training, or you suffer for it. You do not. You don't go in there with a little childish. I don't want to do that.
Well, no, not
you
make
can't go
it,
in. Yeah,
not if you're going to make it.
And the generation today, if they had a little home training that had a little more discipline too, we wouldn't have so many.
This is true.
Yeah.
I think every man ought to have to go through boot camp. It'll make you or break you.
Yeah. We're not trying to tell you how to raise kids, but I've seen some kids I would have loved to have raised. They wouldn't have been doing the way that I've seen them do.
Probably lock me up now.
Yeah. They call it child abuse nowadays, and then later on, then the state has to deal with them. But
this is true. Christians like to look out that window and see that, and not. I don't want to get involved. And then when they get in their house and take all their stuff, they're like, man, they ought to shoot that man. I mean,
real attitude change in our
I need an amen right there.
Right there, that deserves. Yeah, thank you. I think
that's true, though, Robert.
But anyway, I want to give a shout out here before we run completely out of time. Cindy in Michigan, I've noticed you're following a lot of the programs, Mountain Music Hour, and just about everything Mountain Fun Life and Creative Christian Network. Your name is popping up everywhere, and I just wanted to let you know that, hey, we thank you very much. Appreciate you, Cindy in Michigan.
This is true.
And we have, now tomorrow we are going to be back over here at, that's still 10 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
And okay, 10 o'clock a.m. in the morning.
Super
Mountain
Savings.
Man and I will be back here. What is it now?
Super Savings.
The Super Savings Show. So you be sure and tune in, and there's no telling what kind of character that we're going to be getting into tomorrow. But anyway, Super Savings Show. And we may even have, don't we have a new instrument or two that there's a special one that we don't have over here that we need to bring and kind of do a little demonstration on. And we'll get one of those.
Now. They spend our out.
I know we got a lineup that you wouldn't believe, and a lady did make a contact and said she wanted 2 of the gourd tars going to be coming in. Said, when I come back to Tennessee, I want 2 of those gourd tars. Well, we appreciate that, and we believe that'll make a good souvenir. But so there are a lot of new shows. I'm not going to give away. Well, I don't know. Well, they've probably not been named yet.
Imagine that.
There are a few things I don't know. But we got new shows coming our way here that's just, we are so pleased to have all you new folks coming in and getting ready to get your shows going with the TV, with radio, whatever it is, Mountain Fun Life Channel or Creative Christian Network. We want to, just go right ahead and give you a good mountain welcome to Mountain Fun Life, and Creative Christian Network and Mountain Channel in general. Just come right on in and join us. And we have also coming up a new CD special radio release that will be coming up soon on a new CD. Be produced right here through the radio, the TV. You'll be able to get a copy of it when the production is finished with some of the songs that you hear on here. So with that, we've just run out of time. Why don't you go ahead and do your signature sign-off? Say bye, Mountain Man.
Bye, Mountain Man.
Okay. Thank you all for joining us. Hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.